So I heard you're in love. That must be wonderful. The real question is, how do you know if you're in love with someone? Is it because you have the butterfly in your stomach that you skip a heartbeat every time you see them and all the adrenaline rush that you feel just because of their existence or their notification pops up in your phone and just every little thing about them make you go into a roller coaster ride? Is it what you define as love? I want to challenge your mind because all I believe is that you deserve all the love in this world and also a healthy relationship. And all of those descriptions that we learn from movies, book, novel, anything that we grow up with about love and what are the symptoms of love, it can be possibly a trauma bond. I know I was in that situations too, not only when I was a teenager, but when I am a young adult as well. It can be like that sometimes. And I know it's not just me or you, I think most of the people have experienced it. In certain points, of course, you want to feel the spark. It needs to be some romance over there. But there is a very fine line between in love or attachment. Hi, this is Gal and welcome back to my channel. So I mentioned about attachment before. Why it is very important is because attachment really influence you in what kind of relationship dynamics that you will have with your partner. It can be, very secure. It can be very chaotic. And maybe you are in that kind of relationship, or maybe you can, you just wondering why you keep attracting the wrong people in your life. Like, why are they always the unavailable one? Why are they always the, taken one? Or they just don't love me back? Or they're just confusing. Or maybe it's you as well. Maybe you are aware that I don't like people who like me back or something like that. So there is literally a problem. Or maybe why you keep attracting a toxic relationship in your life. So no matter how much you try, you still don't know what is the line. And attachment is where the line is, I'm telling you. So there is a difference between in love and attachment, and you can see it in your pattern, in your love life and dating life. Speaking about attachment is something that you have when you are in a relationship, especially with a romantic partner. And it's very related to how you grow up, your relationship with your parents, because they're kind of mirroring to each other. It's different with your relationship with friendship or any platonic relationship that you have. It's totally different. And based on psychology, if you ever heard attachment style, so basically there are 4 attachment styles. The one is the secure one, and the other 3 categories are the insecure one. When you are in a healthy relationship, most likely you guys are 2 people in a secure attachment, because what we mean with attachment is the capabilities to give and to receive love and affections in a healthy amount. So, of course, when you're secure, you still can feel sad or mad, all the negative emotions towards your partners when there's a relationship dynamic over there. But you still remember your self-respect, your boundaries. You also can respect their boundaries. And it's not something that is, self-destructive to both of you. That's where the secure attachment is. But the other 3 attachment styles are the insecure one. And all I've observed, most of the people always have the insecure styles, even though there are 3 different types of it. Where are these coming from? Attachments coming from when you grow up, when you were a baby or maybe a toddler, and it's from your first main caregiver, which could be your parents or grandparents, whoever took care of you back then when you were a baby and a little kid. And the way they treat you really affects how you know what love is, how you know how love feels like, how the definition of love, because you learn about love from them. And if it's not familiar with what you know all this time, you don't think it's love, and you will not be attracted to any of that. Is different with what you learn when you are a baby and a kid. Even though you don't remember what was that, but your subconscious mind still remember that, and it's rewired, hardly rewired in your brain. So what I want to talk about now, maybe you can reflect as well, is to know what your attachment style is and what you can do about it. So I already explained about the secure attachment, and then now let's talk about the insecure ones. So there are three types. The first one is the anxious ones. It is the kind of attachment for those people who just really desperately anxious about how their partner see them. It's like they always blame themselves. They need they're desperate with validations from their partners. Every time there is, if they don't reply very fast, you just automatically think that you did something wrong. But maybe when you're in a secure attachment, you will just think, oh, maybe they're busy with their life and everything, and then you're so afraid that your partner will leave you. You're so attached. You're like, you centered your life around this person, your partner, and you will do anything just for them not to leave. Of course, we want to keep our partner, yeah, but it's just in an unhealthy amount that you forget about your self-respect in here. You don't care anymore. You just keep blaming yourself about everything that in that relationship and your partner as well. Like, you just anxiously like texting them, like if you don't hear from them for only like a couple hours, or 1 hour or a couple minutes, even, you already anxious. You think, oh, they're gonna cheat, they're gonna do this, I'm not good enough for them. You just needing so much reassurance from them. Sometimes you of course you need affections, like words of affirmation from your partner, but it's just excessively needing when you are anxious. So why is this happening? It happens because maybe when you're a baby or all this time, your parents neglect you. They just keep blaming you about anything that is not relevant, like everything bad that happened. They just blaming, like, it's because you are not listening to me, it's because you are crying, it's because this and that. And then every time you want to decide something, they also don't trust your judgment and anything like that. Like, they keep saying, they keep killing your confidence and all that. So you don't even feel confidence with yourself. You don't even know your worth and your value. Maybe there is a experience in your childhood that they threaten you to leave every time you don't do what they want. So you learn that, okay, if anything goes wrong, it's because of me. And that is not right. That is not right. And that is why when you are an adult, you're having a relationship, when everything just go, like a little bit different, you just automatically blaming yourself, and then you're just being so anxious that this person gonna leave me, and everything is because of me, and you go crazy, you lose your mind, like you're losing control. You just do anything to keep them. Most of the time, like, you also sabotaging your relationship with this kind of behavior. So if you feel like you're so anxious about your partner leaving you, then maybe you have this kind of attachment. The second one is the avoidance one. It is those kind of people that always like, I only like the person, like, I really like this person, but after they like me back, I don't like them anymore. This is the avoidance bitches. Like, I'm sorry, like, these are the people that really afraid of commitment. This is the kind of attachment that very uncomfortable with intimacy, closeness, like emotional intimacy. they don't know how to accept love and affection. But deep down, they really want that. They crave that. They want that affections, love. Like everybody wants to be loved. But if you have avoided attachment, you are afraid to commit, you know? And that's because back when you are a baby in your childhood, you are abandoned by your family. Like you're abandoned by your parents emotionally. You know, you just being neglected. That's it. Like do whatever you want. Maybe they just compensate you with materialistic things. That's usually like the case that I observe from people. They're just being abandoned. They don't really care about you emotionally. They don't give the emotional needs to you as their kids. So that's why you learn that you can do it by yourself, you know, like you don't need any kind of love and everything. That's why when you're an adult, the most emotionally unavailable people will be the most attractive to you, because you learn from your parents that they are emotionally unavailable, and that's not because you love them, you know, it's because it's familiar to you. That goes the same with any other insecure attachment styles. And yeah, it's like you only love situationships, but you're afraid of, you know, some other serious thing, like even relationship or even marriage. I'm not saying that everybody needs to marry, but getting affection freaks you out. That's what avoidance is. You guys love situationships, you guys are afraid of serious relationship, commitment, marriage, something like that. You guys are afraid of that. And that happens because that's how you learn the first time about love. I also see some of my friends' story. Maybe they also see their parents' relationship. Maybe it's included some kind of affair, and maybe it's an open marriage, something like that. So they kind of wants to protect themselves with this kind of, you know, avoiding affection, something like that. And then the third one, I think, is the most chaotic, is the disorganized or fearful avoidant, which is the mix of these two styles. You are both anxious and also avoidant. If I gonna explain that in one sentence, it's basically saying like this: I don't trust you, but please don't leave me. How is that possible? But that's happening, okay? These peoples are confused bitches. Sorry for that, but yeah, they're confused. That's because in their childhood, their parents confused them. It's because the parents don't give a consistent kind of affection. Sometimes they are very passionate, very sweet, very loving, but then they just, you know, don't care. It's like their parents playing hot and cold for the child. And that's what they learn. Love is inconsistent, you know, and that's why they are attracted to those people that is, you know, like to play games, push and pull, hot and cold. So now you already know this kind of attachment style. Maybe you're starting to have the idea what kind of attachment style that you have and why is that happening. So let's talk about what will you do with it. Of course, we love to love. Like love can be a love-hate relationship sometimes. I know that. Sometimes we have a heartbreak, sometimes we are on the cloud nine. But like I said, you deserve the healthy relationship. And even if you're not in a secure attachment right now, you can change that. The things that I learned to fix that, firstly, is go to the root, which is your childhood trauma. Again, everything, this is rooted from your relationship with your parents. To fix that, you need to heal your childhood trauma, especially with the opposite gender parents. If you're a guy, how's your relationship with your mom? If you're a woman, how's your relationship with your dad? Because they are inevitably like the role model of the masculine feminine energy in the relationships. And you need to fix that first. Because if you're not, you're basically just projecting everything to your partner. Like, for example, those who have like avoidant or disorganized attachment style, if you see the pattern, you will just keep attracting those confused partner that don't know what they want, and they just keep you hanging, breadcrumbings you. And that's because of what? Because since you are still wounded by having the thought that this person's gonna change and you are able to change them, this partner, your subconscious mind will think that then you can change your parents too. I said what I said. Let that sink in. For example, you're dating an emotionally unavailable guy, and somehow you are more attracted to them than the guy that really calm with you. And it's because subconsciously you think you can change them, and it will change your father too. But that's not it. One thing is, you have to heal that wound in your childhood. You have to accept that maybe your parents will never change, and that's a heartbreak that you need to own and heal on that. I really suggest you see professional to have that kind of healing journey, because it helps me a lot and a lot of people that I see in my life too. And then the second thing is actually to redefine what love is. It's a exercise that I do until now, since the beginning of, me trying to fix my attachment style too. It helps you to navigate if it's really love or just attachment. Because again, the difference with love and attachment is sometimes you think you're in love, but actually it's just because they are familiar feeling. They are just a familiar feeling that you learn from you're a kid. Sometimes like your brain knows, your logic knows that this is not like they're a bad person or you don't deserve this. That's what's in your mind, but your heart says otherwise. It's not because it's a romance. It's because you have trauma and it's not healed yet, and it's attachment. It hits me a lot because sometimes I also ask myself, like, if this guy wants to be my boyfriend, do I want it? And then I just know that no, I don't. And that's because of what? Because I have reasonable logic that says he's not good. But why am I so attracted? And then I realize, oh, it's my attachment playing. So there is a fine line between love and attachment when you are not aware that you have certain attachment issue. But when you are aware of the symptoms of the attachment that you have, it's not a fine line anymore. It's a huge wall and totally different thing between love and attachment. When I'm say like redefining love, for example, you're attracted with hot and cold guy and something like that, you need to think like, is love confusing? I literally take notes of love's not supposed to be confusing. It's supposed to be certain, sure, and consistent. Do you really think someone that is not sure about you is actually love you? No. Even yourself, like if you really love someone, you'll be sure about them, right? But if someone is not sure about you, how can you call that love? It's attachment. Sadly, some people mistaken it because deep down they think they can change the person. And then all the butterflies, adrenaline rush, and everything. Is that really love? I must say, yeah, you need some romantic spark, physical attraction, or maybe like some kind of connection with your partner. But again, it's not always butterflies and chaotic and everything. Love is calm. Just imagine if you have adrenaline rush with these people, with this person, imagine your whole relationship with them. It's gonna be chaotic. It's gonna be a lot of fights and blah blah blah. If you are still hold into your attachment style, you will confuse when you find someone who's calm. You will think, oh, they are boring, and then you lost interest. There is no spark. I need chaos. That's your built-in. That's what you are really accustomed to. But it doesn't mean that it's healthy. It just means that you're just familiar with them. But I don't think you love them. Hard truth. I will say you need to make a list of redefining love, like what I thought love is, and then you put all the characteristic that what you thought love is, and then what love actually is. That's what I do. For example, what I thought love is chaotic, confusing, and everything. And then what actually love is like calming, consistent, sure about me, something like that. Everybody has their own list, so you gotta put that list on. And then you also gotta see the pattern that you have, because this pattern also help you to analyze what kind of attachment style that you have. You can help to see that pattern by asking what kind of person that you are attracted to, and also what kind of person that attracted to you. And the most importantly as well, how do you react in that relationship with them, because it's different, you know. And see the silver lining on that, see the same pattern on those people and the response that you have with these kind of people, and you will see if there are any red flags, you know. Like, think logically, okay? Don't put your heart in it, just think logically, observe yourself, observe your relationship, and see if they have any red flags. Check again with your list about the redefining about love. If it's not aligned, then it sure is not the healthy love that you deserve. Okay, the last thing is about the courage, because it is a two different thing of being aware and being wise. You can be aware at first, oh, I have this attachment style, it's not good for me, blah 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 blah, but nothing will change if you're not wise. How can you be wise? By having the courage and decide to walk away and letting go of the person if you know they are not good for you. You know, it's very simple, no complicated theory. But I know it so well that it is the hardest part. It is hard as hell to decide this very simple decision. You can say 100 times to your partner, you're not good for me, blah blah blah, I will leave you after this, if you do it again I will really leave you. But if you never leave, it won't happen. You will still stuck in that relationship, you will still be that toxic person, and they wouldn't even believe in you because you don't do anything, and it won't change anything in your life. No, nothing at all, because it's your choice to stay or to get out. One thing that really changed me, I thought it's uncontrollable, like as if, oh my god, I can't control this, I don't know, I'm overwhelmed with the feeling, I always stuck with this, blah blah. But you're just one decision away to change that pattern and break that pattern, okay? And I don't say it's easy, and it hurts like hell, but you need to walk away if you really want to change, you know, your relationship. If you really want a healthy relationship that you deserve. When you see it's not good for you, you walk away. Not just saying that you're gonna walk away, but you walk away, you get out from that. You break the pattern. You still can cry when you walk away. Making the right decision doesn't mean you will always be happy. In the long run, you will. But you can feel sad too. You can miss them too. But it doesn't mean it justifies you to go back and be stuck in a wrong relationship. That's it. I hope it doesn't scare you out, but it instead it enlightens you if it's really attachment, or if you're really in love. If you are, that's great. It's a wonderful feeling to have. So enjoy that. Alright, see ya.